Right. What the? Logan 9? Not whatever. Oh, Logan 9 is going to be one of those departures where you fly a certain heading and then go direct to a waypoint type thing. Okay, right, that's why it's not showing anything here. Okay, well. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is Toronto Island. Toronto City, whatever you call it. You know, it's the one. It's the one that's literally on an island in front of the fucking, like, you know, Toronto City Centre or whatever. Alright, see you, Saverdi. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear. Tired. Okay. Yeah, let's do this instead. This looks like it'll be way more fun. Alright. Toronto City Airport. No jets allowed at Toronto City Airport, but luckily, we're not a jet. So. Let's go back to you. EYTZ. A gold star to whoever it was that suggested that. Let me just check. Could you please time properly? Yep. Okay. Good eat gumdrops. Generate OFP. Billy Bishop, the fighter race, right? I think the aviator. Or am I confusing that with someone else? From World War One? Yes, yes, there you go. I was right, I just googled it. My memory didn't fail me this time. What do the orange lines represent on the map? The orange lines are... This is just a big thing covering this area, which is convective outlook. It's weather info, basically. There's a storm a-coming, basically is what it's saying. Which is why we're getting the shit out of Boston right now. So... Okay, brilliant. So... Go down here. Download the flight plan. Let's see, output, FMS plans. Drag it in there. KBoss CYTZ. Awesome. Thank you for that, JB. A cracking suggestion. All right. Are there any charts for Toronto? No, they're not, aren't they? Because it's not in America. I wondered if maybe they had Canadian charts on here, but I guess not. I had a moment there where that sneeze almost didn't happen. That was weird. Okay. I got ready to do it, and then it was just like, oh, okay, it's got... Sneeze. Anyway. So yeah, we'll be doing the Logan 9 departure, which is really not a departure at all. It's just... Pick a runway heading, any runway heading. Well, not quite. If we go off 27, that'll send us this way. 273, and then when we get to 2.2 DME from Boston, we turn on a heading of 235. Okay. Wayne bringing the hammer down. Good stuff. Odd abuse is something I'm fully in favour of. Alright. Bring you guys back to the cockpit. The route is planned. We know where we are going. What's the weather like here now? 300 degrees with 9 knots. We actually, let's not go in on 2.7 at all. Let's go off of 3.3 instead, because that'll actually take us more or less where we want to go. Actually, no, it won't. Yeah, it won't do that at all. We'll take off and we'll go direct to Highland. That's just the way we'll do it. Okay. To get the chart. Alright, so. The plane whirs to life. Wonderful. So. Lights. Fuel. We'll go 50% fuel again. How many people in the stream right now? 53, so we'll have 53 passengers. And 4,000 pounds of cargo. Lovely jubbly. Okay. Stairs. Cargo holds. Front stairs. All getting nicely folded away. And then the actual exits. Now, in reality, I don't think you'd be able to just take the plane from the state it was previously and immediately take off with it again, but we're probably going to get away with it just because it's the same, because you get all sorts of stuff like hydro locking in the radial engines and that sort of thing from it just being sat here with the oil bleeding through it. But we should be fine, I imagine. Okay, everything else is still switched on. All the avionics are alive and stuff, so that's good. Let's get up you. Flight plan. Alright. We want K-Boss CYTZ. There you are, my lovely. Awesome. Left turn to 349 now. I don't know about that, mate. You data field off. Or map north up. There we go. Okay. Very good. Okay, so that's all set up. Gotta get the engine started and doing their thing, so little switches. Never did put the gust lock back on, so no worries there. At least I don't think I did I? Nope. What altitude should we go up to with this one? I'm not sure, honestly. How far are we going? 403 nautical miles in this thing. The problem is you don't want to get it too high, otherwise your descent planning becomes an absolute nightmare. We're going west, so it needs to be even. So I guess we'll start with go up to 16,000. Alright, looks like everything's ready to go out here. Everything's shut and ready and stuff like that. Lights are on. The beacon's on. Da 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 da. Engine instruments normal. Main batteries to set the ground power. Generators, didn't actually switch them off last time, that was a bit silly of me. Mind. Okay. How's our carb air and stuff doing? That off for now. That's good. Oil temperature's cooled right the fuck down. The cylinder heads, etc., etc. Okay, so slide number 3. Throttle a bit. There it is. Engine number 3 looks good. Move on to number 4. Start. Number 4 is good. Now number 1. Beautiful. And number 2. I'd love to be able to lean out and check on number 2, but I can't. Number 2's good though. Wonderful. Lovely jubbly. Inverters. Generators. Onto the battery off the ground cart. These are all fully open. We did not. Ooh, apparently our engines are not in good health. I probably overcooled them on that final landing approach, to be honest with you. Shall we see how far we can get on them anyway? I think we should, just for fun. So, the Infinity, I didn't top up the water, or the auxiliary oil, or any of this stuff. Hopefully it will be okay though. Famous last words. Get some pretty nice landscape photos of Canada, Ontario. Good stuff. Alright, this is a bit where we fucking high-five the air bridge here and knock over a few bits of ground equipment on our way out. Overboost causing engine damage. Oops, yep, forgot about that. Yep, hello. Hello, Mr. What are you, 757? Yep, hello. See ya. Stupid DC-6 and its lack of auto ADI pumps. Alright. Have a look at a map. Figure out where the hell we are. Looks like... we're at Terminal Bravo. Probably. Somewhere on Alpha. Basically, we're this is taxiway Alpha in front of us here. Let's get onto Bravo. Take that all the way to the right, and then left, then all the way to the end, and then we'll jump onto the end of... yeah, it's a very short runway actually, 3-2, but we'll take it because we're just a little prop plane, so it's all good. We don't need much room to take off. You joke about taking the wing off, but the Strata Cruiser, the A2A one, it has one funny feature in that you can fold the tail down when you're done with it, so it can fit inside hangars and stuff. How are our engines doing? Cylinder head temperatures are good. Carb air temperatures are fine for now. oil temperature's coming up quite nicely. Good. Good, good, good. Apparently some of them are yellow on the condition instead of green. I don't... Probably because I shot cooled them a bit. If I had to guess, I really don't know otherwise, but yeah. What RAM do I have? 32 gigabytes. It's 4 8-gig sticks. You know, my specs are all listed below the stream, so... If I could live in the US, what state would I pick? Either California or Oregon. Sorry, East Coast. But you just don't do it for me. No, I do not plan on playing the first 2 Elder Scrolls on my channel. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Arena just bores me to tears. Daggerfall makes me want to throw things out of windows. So... no. Is the answer to that. As if you needed any more fucking Elder Scrolls content on that channel anyway, Jesus. Was Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim not enough for you? Sharp. Welcome aboard, matey. Okay, so... this is not the way you're supposed to do this. We were supposed to jump on that bit back there, but this is quicker. That's that crazy braking action at work again. the inner marker's beeping. There we go. Where in the UK do I live? I will say the East Midlands and leave it at that. I'd rather not be more specific if it's all the same with you. Hey, look, he even animated the radar thing. That's so cool. Hello, Mark, by the way. Yeah, Torb, it's not doing wonders for my frames right now. This scenery, as gorgeous as it is, it's kicking my computer's ass as well. Okay, it doesn't look like we need any carburetor de-icing this time. That was so much fun coming out of New York earlier with all the bad weather nonsense going on. Okay. Auto feathering is on. The sit down and shut up switch is enabled. Oil checks are all good. Flaps 20 is set. And last but not least, the water injection pumps. Alright, let's go. There isn't a really proper Skyrim remaster, guys. It's literally just them re-releasing Skyrim on Xbox One and PS4. There's really no discussion to be had. It's just yeah, whatever. Okay, we could have rotated a bit earlier than that. Excellent landing, thank you. Oh, let's see if we have to like actually climb up quite a bit in order to avoid hitting that fucking building. That's awesome. Alright, gear up. Mito power, please. A bit of up trim as well while we're at it. Turn off the water injection pump. Since we didn't refill them when we landed earlier, I want to be a bit sparing with that. Lovely view of Boston on the way out. Will you piss off, Mr. Landing Plugin? Seriously, stop mocking me. Okay. Meanwhile... Oops. There we go. Right. TDI can go to GPS. Get this pointed in a straight line. I will enable the gyro pilot, or at least try to. I didn't completely balls it up with my earlier attempts to use it. There we go. Switch to Loke. There we go. Awesome. Okay, we're on the GPS now.
You can teach monkeys to fly better than that.
I'm amazed that Nightbot didn't kick your ass for that one, Soggy. Okay, so I guess I upped the character limit. Right, let's bring this back to about there. Probably not climb Mauer, really climb power by the book, but having said that, I did damage 2 of my engines a little bit in that last flight. Maybe I should be slightly more conservative. Well, that's gonna creep forward a bit, isn't it? Now in the Strata Cruiser, you're meant to use the BMET gauges as your final kind of decision on how much power to apply, whereas in the PMDG manual it seems to think you should constantly be increasing throttle to match a manifold pressure setting. It confuses me a bit. I know the engines are slightly different in those two planes, but still. Didn't set the altimeter before we left either, did I? 2947. What we need. Low pressure apparently. Something like that.
You can teach monkeys to fly better than that. You can teach monkeys to fly better than that.
Well, I have no intention of starting a console versus PC discussion. I own a PS4, I'm extremely happy with it. There's no discussion to be had. I mean, really, what are we, 12 years old? Got a bit faster than this. Oops! I forgot you can't use the trim. with this? I have to reset that completely. Oh, that is I just pulled there. Oh dear. Right. Engage that. First flight I did in this, you have no money. You have no idea how many times I did that. Accidentally disengaged the autopilot by touching the trim. Use the pitch knob. This is a much longer trip than before. Fair enough, don't mind. Said it'll give us a chance to sit back, chill out, and then also plan our descent. Yeah, buy them all if you can, exactly. I mean, that's what it mostly comes down to. Like, most of the people who insist on making those arguments are people who can't afford both. And have to justify their purchase with constant arguing on the internet. It's the same with Flight Sim. Like, you get grown men who, I suppose, who want everyone to take them very, very seriously by insisting that everyone call it a simulator and not a game. And yeah, they will sit there arguing like 12-year-olds over, oh, P3D is better than X-Plane. No, X-Plane's better than P3D. X-Plane sucks, it's really ugly. Oh boy, yeah, our engines were super cold because I left the fucking cowl flaps all the way open. Yikes. Close that completely and bring the temperatures up. That might have... That definitely didn't do us any favours. Let me bring the carb heat up as well. Forgot to set those to the takeoff settings before we took off. That's what you get for not using the artificial flight engineer, I suppose. That's more like it. I probably shock heated them up now though, which is probably just as bad, so oh well. Engine 1 and Engine 3, yeah, they've seen better days apparently, but 2 and 4 are still okay. I love this though, I love this, just monitoring my engines and fiddling with dials and knobs, and I actually have stuff to do, it's great. I don't just switch on LNAV and VNAV and then just sit back and look out the window. I actually have to do things. And not in the awkward, I have to fly off radials so I need to shit my pants at my DME readings and get them all mixed up and oh god, it's so confusing every 5 minutes, like... Nah, fuck that shit. I cannot stand flying off VOR radials everywhere, I really can't. Slant Alpha flying is for chumps, as far as I'm concerned. Chumps and general aviation. But actually doing flight engineering type stuff, like managing temperatures and flaps and intercoolers and things like that, I love that, it's so much fun. But right now I can bring my carb heaters up ever so slightly. Let's try and get that in the green arc. It was great when we took off earlier when the weather was really shit and it was raining and stuff, because I had to like put on the airfoil heating, the carburetor de-icers, because I was getting messages that the carbs were icing up and stuff. Matty95, thank you very much. Love your streams and keep up the great videos on your YouTube channel. Cheers, Matty. Much appreciated, bud. I need to get that thing, like enable that thing that reads out in the funny voice. The donation messages. Mate, how do I set that up? While I've got a minute here. What's our altitude at the moment? We just climbed up through 10,000. We're going to keep going for now. I'd like to get over these clouds, honestly. Speaking of which. Let me see if I can enable that. Twitch alerts. Actually, let me do that on the other monitor so I can still see the chat. Fiddling with knobs, oh yes. You know I love it. My brother was playing World of Warcraft yesterday. Prompted, I think, by the new expansion and also the movie he went to see. Apparently, not as bad as the adverts may have made it look. I still don't know if I'm actually going to bother with it, but, you know. Apparently I can put up a donation goal. I don't really have one, though, so forget that. I can put up a donation ticker. That's not a terrible idea. I don't want to have a terribly overcrowded overlay, though, because I really don't like that. I do not care for it at all. I've been keeping up with the altitude and the climb power settings and stuff. Whoopsie daisy. That's better. I'll worry about that another day, but no, that's enabled. Well, if you cancel it up, I don't know how. I know some folks have got this sort of text-to-speech thing, which is always an absolute giggle. Hey, Lockman. Welcome aboard. Media sharing. That's a new one. Oh no, here we go. Text to speech. Language, English. Oh my god, we can put it in English US, English GB, English Auto, Afrikaans. Oh my god. The fun you could have with this. Volume. Oh boy. Well then, it's now enabled. We'll see how it turns out. It could be an absolute disaster, but who knows. Alright, where are we right now? Just inbound MHT, I think. Yeah. MHT? Otherwise known as what exactly? Manchester. Oh my god, okay. Apparently this is the American version of Manchester down there. Doesn't look much like the original, I've got to say. Well, not that I can see much from up here. What with the clouds and all. You got a job. Well, congratulations.
You can teach monkeys to fly better than that.
Kimmel25, thank you very much for the follow. Temps mostly still look good. We can bring the carb heat up a bit more though. Might stop climbing at 16,000, I suppose. Let's see. Let me change the text down there on the ticker tape thing. It's a little bit out of date. We're actually going from Boston to Billy Bishop. In Toronto, Canada. I've never flown to Canada before in the sim, actually, so this is a bit of a first. I've flown over it very briefly after doing a couple of transatlantic flights, but never actually landed in Canada before, so there you go. I don't mind saying I'm going to vote Remain in the referendum. Actually, I really don't, and I think it's. I think the thing is, I think Leave is going to win as well. That's, and I find that slightly scary, to be honest with you. But I think that's what's going to happen. Oh, I never got the engineer's seat out. He must have been just sat on his knees down there the whole time. Dear me. Yeah, honestly, I think Leave's going to win, and we're all going to suffer for it. But yes, I'm voting to stay. Oh, apparently we've bust through 16 completely. I guess we'll stop at 18 then. Why not? Voting Conquer, gonna draw your own box and everything. I like it. Well, what it comes down to is I am completely happy with the status quo and would like it to stay. So, that is what is this hole here for? Like, it looks like you ought to put a, you know, like a yoke in there, but obviously, no, because the yoke is there, this here. So what the fuck is this about? B&E is apparently 300 knots in this thing. Fair enough. Oh gosh, yeah, no, we're not went that earlier when I thought we were going incredibly fast. We actually weren't going as fast as I thought we were. Because the VNE's all the way around here. I thought we got to here and actually gone off the end of the scale, but we haven't because the scale continues on the inside. Interesting. I keep forgetting to increase my power in the climb as well. That'll increase our rate of climb quite dramatically, I think. Yep. Alright, 500 to go. Get ready with that altitude hold switch. Alternatively, I could just pull the power off a bit. Bang. Alt hold enabled. Okay. Dial back the props quite significantly. Flip you to cruise. Go ahead and use the alternate tanks. And go to auto lean. Inspect the temperatures. Cylinder heads are fine for now. Carb heat can come up a little bit more. Need to remember to bring that back down during the descent. Oil temperatures in the green as well. Beautiful. Yeah, I never experienced Britain out of the EU as a member of the younger generation, I admit, and I have no care to either. I really, it's as I've said before, it's old gits wanting to screw over the young gits. Their own fucking benefit, despite the fact that they're going to be dead and gone relatively soon, and we are going to be stuck here dealing with it. Aviator's glory hole, yeah. Yeah. Geordie, how you doing, mate? Okay, we're inbound GFL. It's GFL when it's at home then. Glens Falls, apparently. I think we're still in the US at this point, aren't we? Just. Yeah. Still got quite a way to go, actually, to be fair. I just need to be really on the spot with my descent calculations. Uh-oh. Don't tell me you've not got any charts for Toronto. Fucking... Oh, God. Right. This is going to be interesting. Avagraph and Skyvector do not have charts for Billy Bishop Toronto City Airport. This is going to be interesting. Okay, I think I found some. Good God, thank you. Quick once over of the temperatures again. Oh God, Geordie, you have no idea what discussion you've walked into this evening. Okay, temps all look good. We can go have a pretty external view for a while I figure out this arrival. You don't understand the argument, neither do I, Alabaster. I fucking live here. Some guff about patriotism and stuff, that sort of thing. Let's make Britain great again, etc., etc. So we're going to Elixir. Let me get this dialed into the GPS actually now while we're not panicking over, you know, it not being in the GPS. It'd be a pretty grand idea if you ask me. It might already be in there, to be honest with you, so let's find out. Yeah, Elixir, Ukpag, Murum, and then plus 43.64, and then BYZ. Alright. So if we go down here, procedures. Select approach.
Monkeys to fly better than that.
We will take the ILS 26. Starting at Upril, I think. Oh my God, what? It hasn't got a chart for ILS 26. Well, that's not good. I kind of need that. Let me have another look. It's got every chart except for that one, the PDF I downloaded. Oh, apparently runway 26 has an ILS, but it cannot be used for the Dash 8, etc. That sort of thing. Cat A and B only. Order of probably special authorizations and qualifications to use this runway. Blah blah blah. Oh, in other words, pain in the arse. Pain in the arse. Maybe I can use one of the GPS approaches then. Fly the descent manually. Because the thing is, I can't even find out what the ILS frequency is, and that's the worst bit. Without the chart. So I can't dial into the radio, the glide slope, etc, etc, which means I can't actually land. Apparently you just don't... apparently at Toronto they just do not fucking want you to use runway 26. They just don't. Fine, have it your way. I guess we'll have to use 08. And I don't know how you get to it, frankly. From where you're supposed to be going, I mean. Oh, we'd have to go around. Oh, giddy me. Okay, right, I get how this works now. So we're gonna go to here. I gotta put in a new waypoint. That's gonna be Rotru, apparently. Strange fixed names. I'm beginning to find out why I've never flown to Canada before. Rot-ru. That's not something fucking Scooby-Doo would say, but okay. Accept. Followed by Misen, with a Z instead of an S, so it's not in Southern California. I haven't been able to look at the chat while I've been planning this, but God only knows the flame war that's broken out in there now. Misen, Ekux. Followed by Borid, apparently.
You can teach monkeys to fly better than that.
Come on, where's the O? There you are. Horrid. There we go. It's like horrid, except as spoken by Brian Badonde. Right. That'll put us under a localizer for some sort of runway somewhere. There we go. ILS DME runway 08. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Frequency for the ILS is... I don't know, because it's all sideways. The chart was literally sideways on the PDF, so... .15, so let me just put that in here. .15 .10. Okay, so that's the ILS frequency set. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. In my fucking tummy. I don't know where I'm going with this sentence. I really don't. Okay, so at Borage you want to be at 2000, then you descend to 1500, then intercept the glide slope, and then you go down. Okay. Right, this is what I'm looking at, by the way, guys. If you're curious. There's Borid right here. And on the vertical chart here, you go down there. But that's 1500, fly along here until you catch the glide slope, and then down go my son. Actually quite simple, but yeah. I can actually type in Ronto at the end of this, and that would make it even easier. Your flight plan. Borid, and then Ronto. Oh, go kill yourself, fucking GPS. Ronto. Enter. Done. Okay. Check my engines, 2 of them quit. Oh look, yeah. No wonder we're going a bit slow. Hang on a minute. Are they just windmilling, or are they at what? Yeah, no, they just straight up quit, you're right. Well, I kind of knew they were in a bit of a shitty state. I mean, they're not actually dead, according to this, so, yeah. Well, that's about. Well, time to get a crash course on how to restart the DC-6's engines in flight, apparently. Which ones are we losing here? I think it's 3 and 2, isn't it? Oh yeah, now it's going off. It's stalling. Alright. Stop doing your spiky nonsense, throttle. Whoa, steady there, plane. Jesus Christ. Man, we're really gonna have to divert to an alternate now. I guess we are. Because we can't get to fucking Toronto with 2 engines. Or, I mean, I could. The thing is, even if I do cheat and repair them, I don't know how to restart them in flight properly. It's kind of an issue. Okay, we've got ourselves a decent speed there. That's okay. So, let's see. What if I do this then? I silence that horn somehow? No. Ah, it was the fuel tanks. The engines weren't damaged at all, we just ran out of fucking fuel in the alternate tanks. Ah! Mystery solved. Okay. Yeah, look at that, they're all back up now. Nice. A little bit on the chilly side, but yeah, back up now. We'll close 3 and 4's cowl flaps a bit. 2 and 3's even. Okay. Let's regain that altitude then. Switch goes back to the cockpit view. Sorry about that. Got a bit caught up in the some slight emergency there. Cheers, Gibbs. All right, 500 to go. Yep, sure enough, the alt tanks are all completely empty. Yep. Resident flight engineer and co-pilot, Josh J. Gibbs, everybody. He's the co-pilot we all deserve, but possibly not the one we need right now. There we go. I needn't have repaired the engines now. I feel like I cheated. Oh well. ETA? Don't fucking know, mate. Haven't a clue. It's not as if this plane has a progress page. That is your way. Stupid gizmo thing. Okay, all temp, carb temp, cylinder, yeah, cylinder head temp are all basically good. Cylinder heads are a little on the high side, but still in the green. Any chance of giving away a copy of X-Plane on stream? I don't have a copy of X-Plane to give away. I can't afford giveaways, I have to be honest with you guys. It'd be a great thing to do, but I just can't afford them. I'm poor as a church mouse over here, and I'm trying to run a fucking Twitch and YouTube channel. Probably wouldn't have happened if I was using the AFE, but fucking screw the AFE. Well, there you go. That wasn't nearly as exciting as it first looked. Oh, I see, Geordie, right. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't have time to try and think about how to organise it right now, to be honest with you. But hang on to the keys and let me know, and I'll ask you about it next time I get a chance to chat with you, mate. Because that's really awesome. If that's the case. But right now I don't have off the top of my head any means of doing it properly. But yeah. I need to do a sort of 60,000 subscribers thing, so I might even do that as a part of it or something, I don't know. It's literally just YouTube and Twitch for me at the minute, yeah. I do some odd jobs on the side, but it's my primary source of income at the moment, yeah. Such as it is. Oh, there you go. I initially thought that was engine damage, but it totally wasn't. I just forgot that we didn't have much fuel in the alternate tanks. Like a champion. Oh, we're turning. You're now officially inbound somewhere else. Wago. Beyond Wago will basically be in Canada, which should be pretty cool. We'll be going over one of the Great Lakes, I think. I don't know what it's called. Haven't a clue. Ah, I see, Jody. Right, okay. That's cool. I need to ask John Fly at some point how he got his giveaway thing set up, because he's got kind of a cool thing going with that. Like, he set it up so basically you only actually can win a giveaway if you've actually been paying attention to a stream, because he asks like some sort of question about something that happened earlier on or whatever, and if you get it right then you win the thing or whatever. He does it all through a bot command thing. I forget how it works exactly. I do like this plane, but it doesn't have to take its sweet time getting anywhere. Actually, the Stratocruiser's like that too. I flew that the other day. I did Heathrow to Munich, I think it was. And oh my god, it was like 3 hours. 3 fairly engaging hours though, mind you, because of the way that plane works with its autopilot that consists entirely of a turn knob and an altitude switch, but yeah, still. Can you imagine going transatlantic in one of these things? Fucking hell, man. This one wouldn't be so bad, because you can just dial in the GPS and have it fly the whole thing for you, pretty much, once you've got your cruise settings all dialed in. But the Stratocruiser, oh my god. You're getting into, like, navigating via the stars in a sextant territory with that thing. We're doing 200 knots at the minute. I'm wondering if we can go any faster without, you know, roasting the engines. Probably not. We're right in the green at the moment, and going higher than that would not be good. Car there is hovering on the edge of the yellow. Oil temp's fine. The more I fly this plane, the more I definitely begin to enjoy it, in spite of its issues. This is not. I just wish the sounds were better. I really do. Some nice meaty 3D sounds in this thing would go a long way. I think I might try that sound pack I found on the org. Even though I'm not totally happy with the way it sounds, it does sound a bit better than this, I think, on reflection. I wonder if those blue sky star lads, or whatever they're called, might make a sound pack for this thing. That would be awesome. LTA aircraft or X-plane or P3D? I don't know what an LTA aircraft is. So I couldn't tell you. It's just overcast non-stop, isn't it, really? This corner of the US at the moment. I mean, I don't have any photo scenery down there or anything, so lighter than air. Oh, I don't know then. You know, I don't have any photo scenery or anything, so it's not as if we're missing out on much, but still. The endless white does start to lose its novelty after a little while. Plus, I like being able to navigate at least a little bit by looking out of the window, you know. I start to get stressed out if I'm purely on instruments and a fucking RNAV jet with a magenta line and all that nonsense, let alone one of these things. Oh, I don't think so. I can't think of any, like, hot air balloons and blimps and things in X-plane or P3D.
Boomsa daisy. Enough to make you weep.
Uni! Thank you for the host. Alright, let's think. Way goes up in front of us. We've still got a while to go before we really need to think about dissenting. Dissenting? Did I actually fucking say that just now? I hang your head in shame, Dave. Before we think about descending, it's like a hole in the clouds down there. I can actually see land. Isn't it amazing? Anyway. So the thing about this plane is it just hates descending and slowing down to a ridiculous degree. Like the max we can probably realistically descend at is 1,000 feet per minute, which is just shocking. So we need to start descending like well early. We need to be at 14,000 by do-sub. Apparently. Do-sub. Do-sub. Yeah. Oh. Do-sub's missing from the flight plan. That's not good. Let me just put that in there. How am I going to do that without editing the original waypoint? I'm not sure. Do sub. Well, I caught this now. Do sub. There we go, okay, D-sub's now in there. So the distance between them is what? Do-sub and Elixir is 44 miles, that's a long way. Actually, yeah, that matches up with the chart, actually. I wondered what the 44.2 was. I wasn't sure if it was miles or like a speed thing or an altitude thing, I didn't know. These Canadian charts are almost as bad as the FAA ones, but excuse me, my yawning. So anyway, yeah. Let's see. Time to get the old precision descent calculator out, I think. So 44 miles. Initial altitude is 18,000. IAS of about 200 knots. Target altitude is what exactly? 14,000. Okay. So about 22 miles before do-sub, if we descend at about 1,000 feet per minute, that'll bring us down to 14,000 do-sub. But then after that, you've got another 22 miles. You've got to get down to 7,000 feet. I don't know if we're going to make that, honestly. I don't think this plane can actually descend that fast. It might be able to do it just. Well, that's going to be tricky. And then after that, you want to get down to 5,000. Then fly all the way around Rotrue, Meissen. It's the chart, by the way. We're going to start it here. Then fly down to Dusub, and as we do so, descend from about halfway there down to 14,000, 18,000, which is where we're at currently. Then from Dusub to Ukpag, we need to go down to 7,000 feet, which is going to be a real fucking ask of this plane. We're probably going to bust that restriction completely, and then get down to 5,000 or below at Murom, and then stay at 5,000 pretty much all the way around there. Oh, no, my bad. We'll get down to 2,000 at Meissen and then fly that around, and then we'll land at Toronto City, where it should be a fucking fantastic view in, because Toronto City is literally right on the waterfront, kind of at Toronto, and you've got all the fucking skyscrapers and everything on your left-hand side with us going in there, I believe. So it will probably look impressive. Thanks for the host, Jordy. So yeah. Oh, look who's disappeared. Yeah, look who's got banned yet again. I don't want to get into that here. Really don't, Wayne. It's a subject best left alone. Surprised I haven't been view botted yet. Now I think about it. Anyway, speak not of the devil, yes, you summon him, and all that. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Going down like that. It's going to be a bit tricky, but hopefully we'll land in one piece. That's the main thing. Like, I could give a shit. I could not give more of a shit. I could give less of it. Hang on a minute. Let me rethink that. I could not give less of a shit whether we actually meet these constraints. It'd be nice if we did, but frankly we probably won't, just because this plane was not designed for the modern era and all these modern charts and modern approach procedures. So because to be honest with you, getting from 14,000 down to 7,000 in 22 miles would be a bit rough in a 737, let alone this thing. So you'd be riding the speed brakes all the way down, we'll put it that way. Anywho. We're kind of coming up to about, well, we're just past halfway there, really, at this point. Well, I figured out who'd done it on Sunday. I haven't heard anything from him, so I'm going to assume no. If he does ask, it was a completely accidental discharge of a weapon, and I'm not going to name names because the poor fella is still fairly new to ACG. However, he has been disciplined, and he has assured me that he will not be accidentally discharging his weapon in public anytime in the future. But he hasn't asked about it, so it was completely by accident. The guy was rebinding his joystick and his buttons and things like that. He thought he'd set left control as the chocks button. Turns out it was the fire button. It happens to all of us sometimes. Honest. Seas is huge. Thanks for the follow. In hindsight, if I'd realised it was Malt Loaf we were dealing with, I probably wouldn't have said to do it, but never mind, what's done is done. well, we'll have to just remember to keep down the pissing off malt loaf count down to at least, you know, once a month. Anything beyond that's probably asking for trouble. It's a good thing I wasn't streaming it or recording it, to be honest with you. Otherwise we'd have evidence.
Monkeys to the blind better than the
Yeah, basically we like three of us just all parked around this one Spitfire on the ground. They completely just hemmed him in, and then on the count of three, fired off a bunch of rounds over his head. And then Malt Loaf just went spare. Dave, I'd like you to find out which pilot is responsible for discharging his weapon at one of my pilots. I'm just like, will do, Malt Loaf, stand by. And then 5 minutes of silence, probably followed by everybody immediately leaving the TeamSpeak channel. So. Oh dear. I do love Malt, but he does take things a bit seriously sometimes. I think X-Plane's better than FSX, but then I'm a bit biased because I'm actually playing it. Just we have a slight nose down attitude. Very slight, but it is there. Have 501 found your replacement yet? No, I'm afraid not. No one's quite as hairy as you. So, I mean, you're basically an Ewok, Geordie, so, I mean, it's difficult to top. I don't know what these switches do, by the way. I'm going to leave them alone, so... Case of RTFM, I think. I mean, I had a look through the tutorials for this plane, and they were kind of rubbish, because they both use the artificial flight engineer, and I really wanted to do a tutorial that didn't use it, so I could actually learn how to fly the plane and not have the computer do it all for me. So never mind. And what the fuck is this big yellow lever here? Oh, it's the flaps lever, okay. I mean, it's something kind of inherently fucking hilarious I feel about this entire like panel here, because the damn thing looks like it was designed by Fisher-Price. I mean, look at all the brightly coloured levers and stuff. What is this? Fuel dump controls. Oh yeah, we definitely don't want to hit those. That would be bad. It does look a bit boatish, doesn't it, now you mention it, actually? Especially with this big old wheel on the front there. There's something between that and like a, you know, like a Peterbilt truck, honestly. I kind of feel like I'm in a truck cab at points, really. Not like the Stratocruiser with its glorious, like, glass-domed sort of cockpit, which altogether looks more comfy. I wish we could go in the cabin, but they didn't model it properly. Kind of a shame, really. Right turn coming up. There's a periscope back there somewhere, yeah. Yeah. There's this sort of
Monkeys don't fly better than that.
window thing in the ceiling here. I'm not entirely sure what purpose exactly this serves, but it's there. Unless perhaps you were trying to navigate by the stars or something. And as ridiculous as that sounds, they did actually do that back in the day. It's how you flew transatlantic at night. I've just noticed all of this is like a really crap 2D texture, where there should be like a shelf and stuff that you should be able to go back around. Look at that, look at that. The way it just sort of goes like that, and it's all flat. Ah, that's a bit of a disappointment. Mind you, PMDG have done that before with their other cockpits and their other planes they've made, I've noticed. Like, people bang on about how their cockpits are apparently so fucking gorgeous, but they do this shit all the time. 777's the same. There's a couple of like sort of cubbyhole things up in the top left and right of the 777 cockpit with like a shelf and a pocket in it, stuff like that. It's completely 2D though in their 777 cockpit, so... Circuit breakers. Do not hold breakers in manually except in an emergency. These all work. Excuse me. Apparently the FSX P3D version of this won't have working circuit breakers. I'm not entirely sure what this genuinely brings to the thing, but they work. So, yeah. Yippee, I guess. The circuit breakers work. And right turn. Yep, going straight to Murto now. We should be crossing over one of the lakes, as I said, up in front here. Yeah, you can just see it down through that massive cloud. You found out about ACG because of me? Nah, really? Fucking hell. I like how the carb air is like changing just ever so slightly. It's probably got something to do with the fact that the levers aren't all in quite the same place, but same with the oil temperature as well. Like, the temps aren't all completely equal on all sides. There's a little bit of give and take. That's pretty neat. I think I might have given this plane more shit than it really deserves. I'm still not happy with the flight model. I'm really not happy with the sounds. I'm not massively keen on the way they've simplified the engine start stuff. But other than that, that's pretty good. Oh god, what's the altimeter around here? Actually, we're kind of at 18,000 feet, so we'll go ahead and set that to standard barometric pressure. Which is going to cause us to go into a bit of a dive here, yeah. Going to lose quite a bit of altitude after that. That kind of just immediately put us about 200, 300 feet too high by altering the altimeter there. Whoops. I don't think they would have done that back in the day on these things, to be fair, adjusting the altimeter based on the local pressure. They would have just done QFE, wouldn't they? Set the the dial so that it reads 0 at the departure airport, and then halfway there they'd probably set it so that it reaches 0 or whatever, or they'd look up the QFE for the arrival airport and do it that way. I don't think they'd use QNH like this, like back in the 40s and 50s. Yeah, it was a bit aggressive, wasn't it? Well, next thing to do is to get a flying circus livery up and running for this thing. I don't know if they've released a paint kit for this yet, but they have. I know what we'll be doing next with it. Although I do like this American one. There's a bunch of other liveries as well. I mean, I don't know if it's going to screw up with it too much if I try to change them in mid-flight. It shouldn't do. But what else we got? British Eagle. Which looks... This one's not so good, to be honest with you. It's not... Yeah, it's a bit too clean for my liking, but there you go. That's what it looks like. Canadian Pacific. Looks like that. That's a nice one, actually. What's wrong with the sound? They're not 3D, so it doesn't matter how far away I am from the aircraft. If it's doing a flyby, doesn't matter where I move around in the cockpit. Doesn't matter if I have the windows open or not. It just, the sounds are exactly the same constantly, which is a bit shit if you ask me. Whoa. A weather reload. KLM. The Flying Dutchman, there you go. Royal Dutch Airlines. I was thinking about joining Royal Dutch Virtual a while ago, but the problem with Royal Dutch Virtual, unfortunately, in spite of the fact that they're really cool, they also do Air France, because the two airlines are really close together in real life as well. And they're actually officially tied to KLM in real life, which is pretty damn cool. A bit like BA Virtual used to be. The only problem is they don't support X-Plane at all, which is a bit shit if you ask me, so yeah. Guess they just lost a potential member, really, unless they've changed that since I last checked. There you go, that's KLM. NCA. This one. Windhoek Lager. It's Namibia, apparently. Memory of Chris Shoot. Interesting. Northwest Airlines. Which looks pretty good. Pan Am. NCA is the one that's still flying. I see. Oh, that's the one they went to see down in Africa, isn't it? Yeah. That's the actual plane this is modelled off. Fair enough. There you go, there's Pan Am. I don't think they did a TWA one, did they? I don't know if TWA actually flew the DC-6, mind you, but if they did, I'd love to have a TWA skin for this. Good old Howard Hughes. And there's the PMDG house colours, which, there. SAS. pretty good. Thane would love this one, obviously. I think Thane would really, really enjoy this plane full stop, actually, now that I think about it. If you ever get to the X-plane. This thing seems right up his alley, honestly. And there's the old United livery, which I think looks pretty good as well. There you go. Yeah, this is definitely one of the best ones in the pack. Back to American. My personal favourite, but your mileage may vary. Okay, inbound Murto. And then after that it's Ilixu, and then really we need to think about, I need to get my thinking hat on really and start descending and doing all the scary stuff, basically. Well, we're going a bit slow. What's that about? Do we hit a headwind or something? I guess we must have done. Still don't know how these engine supercharger things work here, to be honest with you. I haven't a bloody clue. I'm not going to touch them in case I break something, to be honest. But yeah, we're going pretty slow, indicated airspeed wise. My throttle is completely full at the moment.
Can teach monkeys to fly better than that.
Oh, we've lost an engine, that's why. Okay, what's going on? Oh yeah, we're running out of fuel. Better open these cross feeds. Engine 3, 4, 1, 2. That's done it. There we go. No wonder we were slowing down. You'd think you'd get some sort of oral warning, I guess, if the engines went, but apparently not. Yeah, the fuel situation's getting a bit grim. I did set 50% fuel, but... Are we running auto lean or auto rich right now? Ooh, shit. I just killed engine 1. And it's coming back up, whoopsie daisy. Had a bit of a dash 8 condition levers moment there. Now 4's still dead, okay. Oh my god, what is even going on right now? Yeah, 1's gone. Add it as well. Fuel issues upon fuel issues this flight, apparently. I have no idea what the fuel economy of these fucking DC-6s is, to be honest with you, so I didn't really know what to put in the first place. Crossfeed doesn't seem to be bloody working, though. Well, luckily, I can cheat. Isn't it wonderful? Look at that. Hello. Apparently I can't cheat. My bad. I suddenly have 0 passengers. Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. Probably all jumped out with parachutes. 68 is the maximum number of passengers, and it turns out 68 is the number of people watching, so there you go. Huh. I guess I can only change this on the ground or something? Oh no, there we go. Now we're back in business. Hey! There we are, right. Well, in the absence of a proper fuel planet, there's really nothing else you can do. Mind you, I might not have actually reloaded the goddamn plane properly after the first flight, which might also explain why we didn't have enough fuel left over. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, there's no proper fuel planner for this thing. Like, it doesn't tell you how many nautical miles you can go on that amount of fuel and stuff like that. So, and Simbury sure as shit doesn't have a profile for a DC-6. So, it's kind of like, well, what am I supposed to do here? Oh, hang on a minute. All engines are good. We're still going kind of slow though, although it looks like we're speeding up a bit. Yeah, we are. Alright, 27 miles to Elixir, and then it's about 20 miles off of Elixir towards Murto that we've got to actually start descending. Oh. Sorry. Not Elixir to Murto. Elixir to Dusub, or whatever it's called. Yeah, this one. Oh, bonjour! Mon ami. Ça va? Yeah, that was the one. Oh, God, it's been years since I went to France. Once upon a time, I actually knew a bit of French, but I've pretty much clean forgotten it all now. Put superchargers on high. Yeah, I did wonder if that was it, but... Whoa! That was a terrible idea! Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, thanks for that. I think I'll leave him alone, thanks. Oh boy. Nearly killed ourselves there. Nearly killed ourselves. It's alright, we're coming back up to 200 knots now. Whew. Yeah, and I've noticed a few things that work in the 377 don't quite have the same effect in this. Apparently, putting the engine supercharger control up to high is not one of them. I need to read the manual as far as that thing's concerned. I have no idea how it works. So yeah, but all I know is just pressing it now nearly destroyed the engines. So. I really wish I could go into the cabin for this thing. It would be so cool. Like, it's partially in there. They partially, like, rendered it, but it's really dodgy and broken, so... But you can see the seats and stuff, obviously. Oh, I forgot. Can we do the chemtrails thing? Yeah, look at that chemtrails. Nice. do 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 do. Those are actually the chemtrail switches. I just didn't know. They're labelled engine supercharger, but that's just all part of the conspiracy.
Monkeys to fly better than that.
Yeah, we're picking up quite a bit of speed now. Yeah, nice. In fact, I can dial that back. Yep, it wasn't a headwind. It was my engine's running out of fuel. No worries. Now we've nearly killed everybody on board this flight twice now, so I think we'll leave it at that. Super. We'll try it next time after I've read the manual. You don't want too much excitement in one flight. I mean, we've still got the landing to go yet, so. I'm sorry I don't have any more interesting in-flight entertainment in a Dane Flats-ish sort of a manner. This was supposed to be a sort of chilled-out afternoon stream, but we're now here at 10:30 at night, still going. I feel like I should have prepared something. I apologise for making you sit here and watch a cockpit for 2 hours. Oh, I know you guys say it's fine and everything, but it's just a personal pet peeve of mine. I don't like making people sit and just watch this right here, this for like umpteen hours. I think it's really just the laziest thing ever. You gotta have something else going on to keep it interesting, as far as I'm concerned.
Monkeys to fly better than that.
Because, I mean, there are too many streams on Twitch that literally just... They're just 10-hour 777 flights, and all it is this cockpit or external view like this. This will just be the stream for 10 hours. And I just look at it and I'm like, I'm sorry, what... Is this supposed to... Are people supposed to find this entertaining? I don't get it. How am I liking it? Well... There are things I really don't like, but there's a lot of things I really, really do like. So it's a mixed bag at the minute. I would, if I were you, to be honest with you, wait for a while, for at least the first patch to come out for this, and then see where we stand. Because at the minute, $70 for this is maybe a bit of an ask. Overall, I'm enjoying it, but there are some issues. When's the in-flight meal coming out? Oh, no in-flight meals, I'm afraid. We don't have captain of the ship. This isn't A2A. But if this was, if we were in the Strata Cruiser, we would have actually had, like, the stewardess popping in and, like, serving meals and stuff, and... Oh, man. A2A captain of the ship is just the most fun. It's so good. Even, like, the built-in career mode thing it has as well. We'll have to fly that one of these nights. It's a bit more hard work than this thing, but it's so good. It's so much fun. Apparently they're releasing a new captain of the ship aeroplane soon, so I'm mega excited for that if that's true. What's the course for the ILS? It's 085. Let me dial that in here. There we go. before I forget later on. Yeah, the 377 is glorious. It's so good. I modded in a little Garmin GPS to it like that through the paneled config, which helps doing like proper flights in it, you know. But it is so good. Yeah, just go, you know, do the forum search thing. You know, I guess you'll probably find it in there somewhere. I can't remember exactly which thread it was, but yeah, it's in there. Oh, I do apologise, everybody. I forgot. There you go. You can now get up and smoke. Alright. So. Yeah, let's start descending now, just to be on the safe side. So we want to go down to 14 thou. So let's go auto rich. Get a bit more. What the fuck happened there? Huh? That was weird. A bit more prop pitch on the go. A few more RPMs. It will give us a sort of slight braking effect, so hopefully it won't overdo the temps. Close those cowl flaps up. Bring the power back. Cancel the altitude hold and time to descend. Aiming to cross the next waypoint at 14,000. I don't know if we'll make that or not. If we do cross it at 14,000, we will immediately keep descending. Because the next meeting, the next constraint after that, which is 7,000, is going to be really rough in this plane. Luckily for the minute, as long as we're above 10,000 feet, we can actually pick up quite a bit of speed in this descent if we really want to. Just got to keep an eye on our temperatures. We don't want to shock cool the engines. That's the main thing. Carb air is fine. It's coming down a bit. I'm going to leave those levers where they are though, because that's going to increase as we get lower. Oil temp's good. Yeah, I can't really put my finger on it because I'm not an aerodynamics expert and I've never flown a DC-6 in the real world. But my main chief issue with it is that it's, I mean, the whole thing of the you know, the spiral stability of it, which Aero talked a lot about. I've been told by a couple of real world like airline pilots, one of which is actually like he's flown A320s for like 10 years and he's going off to fly A380s, so clearly he knows his shit. He's been, you know, he told me that there's every possibility that the DC-6 actually is a spirally stable aircraft and will keep a turn like that. However, the main thing for me is just how twitchy the goddamn controls are. They feel really, really twitchy for a plane this big and this old. And maybe they're like that on the real thing. I don't fucking know. Like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm not a DC-6 pilot, but it just feels weird to me. Captain De Paula, hello. Welcome aboard, sir. Bring down the range a bit. Yeah. Okay, so we're just about passing. We're passing 15,000 in a minute. Reaching 14,000 before do sub will not be an issue, I don't think. What will be an issue is the next one after that. The flight instructor in Phoenix actually flew a DC-6 in the past. Wow. Cool. Yeah, we're probably going to bust the altitude constraint at do-sub. I mean, sorry, UCPAG or whatever it's called on this particular approach. And honestly, I think that's probably normal for an aircraft like this. Yeah, I mean, like I remember watching Cat Strater fly this on Pilot Edge, and the controllers just could not get over how slow he was descending. They were like, "Best rate of descent, please," and he was like, "This is the best I can do. I'm sorry." So. We could probably descend quite quickly, but we will be really pushing it on the speed. See how we do. 13 miles to run till do sub. Oh, we've actually descended past 14,000. A little bit. Oops. We'll stop at 13. Try not to make it any worse than it already is. Hold. Is it out hold? God damn it. Thank you. Oh, yeah, that autopilot is struggling ever so slightly with that command, but that's alright.
You can teach monkeys to
Keeping
fly better
an
than
eye on my
cats.
temperatures, that all for the moment seem to be fine. Yep, all good. So yeah, we already bust one constraint. Never mind. Supposed to be at 14,000 for this one. We could probably climb up just back to get back up there in just in time, but that would just be so dumb, climbing up to 14,000 like right now just to immediately descend it down again. That's stupid beyond words, so we won't do that.
You can teach monkeys to fly better than that.
So let's take that. 6.9, 6.8. I love the exhaust flames coming out the side there. That's a nice touch. Nick's not spoiling anything, by the way, guys. I've been following Game of Thrones as well, and he's not spoiling anything. He has no idea. Although, like I said earlier, rest in peace, chickens. Alright, time to descend again. Whoa! Steady there. Yikes. That's one way of descending. I know we need to make it a little bit on the steep side, but holy fuck, man. Jesus Christ. Engines are already starting to cool quite a bit. Alright, so we need to get down to 7,000 before Ukpag. We'll see if the DC-6 can manage it just by the skin of its teeth, without overspeeding in the process. It's local altimeter here in Toronto. Oops, I just hit refresh weather. That was wrong fucking button. Idiot. Not what I meant to do. Review weather situation. CYTZ. Altimeter is 2983. That's 10,000.
You can teach. Monkeys to fly better than that.
Yeah, we don't want to go any faster than this really. We're at almost 250 knots right now. Because we're breaking the speed limit in this thing. Amazing. We appear to be shaking slightly. I'm guessing that's turbulence. Passing through 8,000. Looks like we might just make this by the skin of our teeth. Nine miles to go. Yeah, looks like we might just manage it. Yeah, I might want to tell everybody to get back in their fucking seats. That's 7,000. Thank you, plane. We're in the shit right now. We're in the soup. But so much for escaping the Boston weather. I think it followed us here. So in this tiny space here, we've got to get down from 7,000 to 5,000, which is going to not work, I don't think. Oh no, it's 7,000 or below. It's not actually at, so we can actually keep descending right now if we want to. I think we'll do just fucking that, thank you very much. Okay, cylinder head temperature's still good. Carb air is getting a bit high. So while we're all sat here looking at dials and stuff, I've been thinking about Fallout New Vegas, and I'm regretting the fact that I'm near to the end of a chapter, because I'm kind of really enjoying that game a lot. I was recently reminded of how just fucking good Fallout New Vegas actually is, so to be honest with you, if I do finish a chapter, I'm probably going to start again pretty soon afterwards. Pass through the cloud layers right now. Looks pretty freaking sweet, if you ask me. No real time to admire the view though. Much slower is it in the cruise than a J41 or a turboprop? A little bit slower. It'll typically manage about 200 knots indicated in the cruise, as far as I've seen. More or less the same as the Strata Cruiser, really. I don't think we're going to quite make this. We'll be off by about 500 feet or so. Oh, maybe. Nah, we won't quite make it. We'll be off by feet. No worries. Not as bad as it could definitely be. Keep watching the temps. Still haven't managed to shock cool my engines completely, which is very good. Carb heat's good. Oil temp's good. Oh, look at this. Look at this. 1 mile to go, and I think we've just managed it. Look at that. GG DC-6, you managed it. You managed that crazy descent profile. Fair play. Alright, so now we've got 20 miles to get down to a maximum of 220 knots, which is going to be interesting. And down to 2,000 feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to descend this all the way down to 2,000 and then reduce our speed afterwards. It'll be easier that way. Yeah, a bit of turbulence going on apparently. Yep, there you go, there's the outside. Oh, we've got a minute here. Look at that, it's just a random ship down there. What is your name? Don't tell him, Pike. You are going on the list. Oh, lots of boats down here apparently. Pfft. Land ho! There it is, there's Toronto. And there goes the visibility. Wonderful. Yeah, the weather's pretty shit in Canada at the minute, I'm afraid. Gonna make life very interesting. You need to get that descent on. So we need to get down to 2,000, and we also need to be at a maximum of 175 knots going around that corner up ahead. That's going to be really tricky. I don't know if we'll manage that. I don't think we can descend and stay at 175 knots. It's just not really that possible. Although at 174 knots we can actually put the gear down and get flaps 30 degrees apparently? Interesting. So yeah, if we can get down to that speed we can actually deploy drag, and then it'll make our life a lot easier. Alright, nearly at 2,000 now. Don't mind the bobbing and the Fucking aircraft carrier in the middle of one of the Great Lakes. Yeah, seems legit, X-Plane. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say. Oh my god, if I can hit the alt switch in the midst of all this bouncing around. There we go, gotcha. Okay, temps are still good. I think I closed the cowl flaps. Oh, Toronto was like there for just a second if I pan to the left. We're landing on Toronto City Airport, which is like just on an island down there, I think, in front of the city. It's pretty awesome. I was originally going to go to like Toronto Pearson International, but then someone suggested Toronto Island, which is way more interesting. How much am I into fantasy lore? Not very much. Something I desperately try not to take seriously at all whatsoever. I prefer to have arguments about real history. Still trying to reduce our throttles and speed and everything at the moment.
Monkeys to fly better than that.
Oh boy. Alright, bring up the prop pitch again. That might provide us with some sort of braking action, I don't know. Carb air heat can come down a notch again. How's the fuel doing? Fuel's fine. Fuel is completely fine actually. I sort of overdid it earlier, I think. Right? Build that. Can you perform a water landing in this game? Not with any real degree of realism. Unless you call me speedboating around in the JAR A320 realism. Okay, speed's now coming back to about where we needed to be. Yeah, about here's good. Just as we begin that turn, I think I'm going to put the gear and flaps down. This is super cool. I really like this. Fucking DC-6. Old-fashioned planes flying like this. Ah, it's so good. I'd be having to really work hard if we were flying off the radios, like you probably should do in this plane, but baby steps. Okay, so yeah. When we complete that turn and we get to Borid here, we need to descend from 2,000 feet to 1,500 feet. At which point we'll grab the glide slope and the ILS and all that good stuff. Means I'll need to remember to hit that CDI button, transfer over to this, so then I can put the autopilot hopefully into approach mode. Which airport are we landing at? Toronto City. Billy Bishop. In Canada. Oh boy, yeah, we've actually slowed down a little more than I needed us to. Mind you, the wind's playing merry hell with the airspeed indicator, of course, but it's all good. Mate, flying these old planes in terrible weather, where the fun is, really. And coming up. just about at the right speed. I'm gonna drop off a bit and we in there though, so. Aren't I lucky I've got the GPS to worry about my lateral navigation for me? Well, it's a full-time job just managing these throttles right now. How the engine's doing? Still good. Still good temperature-wise. Excellent. Haven't shock cooled them then. Good stuff. Will I ever do an LP of Fallout 4? It depends entirely on whether or not the modders can make it a game worth coming back to. It's in their hands now, not mine. I ever consider playing Fallout 2? I don't know. I feel like it would be more of an exercise in frustration than anything else, because it's a really, really hard game. I've never actually finished Fallout 2, as much as I do appreciate and enjoy it. It's quite a large leg out here to the side, to be honest. I was surprised. Didn't look that big on the chart, but hey ho. As long as we keep the speed down within limits, we'll be good. Here we go. Round again. That ground looks so fucking close. But we're at 2,000 feet, so... and the altimeter is correct. I think the ground textures around here are really weird. The Toronto scenery I have does strange shit with the ground textures. It's kind of disgusting, really. I'd love to replace it with photo scenery, but I don't have any. I remember to switch on the water pumps before we land as well, so I can do max reverse without destroying everything. Without just fucking exploding and catching fire on the runway. Here we go. About to turn on to final now. 3 miles to go. Okay. Oh. Speed's good, altitude's good. Oh my god, are we gonna land this properly for once instead of side slipping all the way down? Maybe. In fact, we can now go CDI. It's now V-lock. And now hopefully the autopilot will grab the ILS. Liza, as we come in here. Please, please, please grab the ILS. Oh yeah, here comes the needle, here comes the needle. And yes, get in, well done plane. Fantastic. Now we're back into low visibility again, apparently. Awesome. Right. Now we need to descend to 1500. So, out with the alt control switch. Ooh. Alternatively, we'll just grab the glide slope when and if it arrives. Gear down. Flaps. Whoops. 30, please. Thank you. Caused the aircraft to balloon a bit, that has actually. Looks like we're going to grab the glide slope here anyway, so approach. Awesome. And there's the runway right there. Got ourselves to 120. Flaps. Got 30 to full at 152 knots, so we can actually go flaps full now. Beautiful. There we go. Ready and configured to land. Whack out the lights. Open up these cowl flaps. How's carb heat doing? Carb heat's okay for now. I'll bring it down just a smidge though. Okay. Water pumps on. My aircraft. I feel like we're coming in really fast, but we're actually not coming in that fast at all. Pretty crazy. Bit of a short runway though, that's the scary bit. Bring it in pretty shallow, I think. Oh, oh boy. Oh shit, that was kind of rough. Fucking ground came up way sooner than I thought it was gonna. Alright. She's still hold together though, apparently. Alright. Reverses are off, gear is out. I mean, brakes are out, etc, etc. Good stuff. Flaps back in. Man! Kat was saying this the other day and I was like, sure, yeah, whatever. But he's completely right, like not having GPWS calling out, you know, 50, 40, 30, etc. really fucks with your head a bit in these bigger planes. Away you. Welcome to Toronto anyway. Hope all your teeth are still in. Where shall we park? I guess here it'll do actually, really. Oh, look at that! There's a bunch of DC-3s! Ah, you can tell we're in the right place. This was a class suggestion of airport to fly to. Alright. Yeah, there you are, Count. Yeah, I was just saying about the whole GPWS thing, or rather the lack thereof. It really messes with your mind. I wouldn't exactly call that a crash, but it was pretty rough. Might want to get the gear checked after this. Alright. Boys and girls, welcome to Toronto. Main thing is, we landed kind of safely. We flew the entire approach within the constraints, which is the bit that really impresses me, actually. And I didn't break the engine in the process. We didn't shock cool them or anything like that. At least I don't think so. Let's have a check. Yep, all green on the engine. So, yeah, I'm gonna chalk that one up as a success. I don't know about you lot, but. Oh.
You can teach monkeys to fly better than that.
Oh, why'd you make me wait for the stairs? It's annoying. Damn it. Anyway, there we go. Get rid of you. Did I put all the flaps all the way back up again? Yeah, I did. Good. Alright, looks like we're good. Beacon off, nav lights off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toronto City. And mighty impressive it does look. Actually. Sorry about the crappy weather. There you go, we made it Boston to Toronto in the DC-6. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. And unfortunately our fuel calculations were a bit off. As in I didn't do any calculations because I don't even know how. A basic, like, a really basic kind of some sort of fuel planner in here would be fantastic. It really would. You know, like Jack has on his planes, where it shows you how many nautical miles you can sort of effectively fly with that fuel load. That would be perfect, because there's really no other way of... There's no way of properly doing a fuel calculation thing. This plane, as I said, there's no planner in here, and there's no online profile for it anywhere that I can find. You know, SimBrief doesn't have a DC-6 profile, so... Yeah. It's sort of a pain. Which means you end up like I did back there, having to cheat mid-flight and add more fuel, just because how was I supposed to know 50% fuel wasn't enough to get you to fucking Toronto? I thought this thing could go way further than that on 50% fuel, but apparently not. Unless, like I said, the fuel loading thing was a bit buggy and didn't actually take the first time, which is what I suspect also might have happened. What happened with this Dash 8? Fucking... It looks like the front gears collapsed. This must be one of Durka's. Really? 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 In Toronto? Really? I like the mosquito, though. The rest of the static planes look fairly legit. I don't know about the 3 DC-3s, mind you, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Still. WestJet, okay, maybe, yeah. but EasyJet, really. But there you go. So this is some pretty cool scenery, if you ask me. Freeware. It's on the Explain forums somewhere. Explain.org forums, that is. It's not bad. The ground textures are kind of funny, because like in this area here, it's glorious photoreal. But out here, it's like this weird 2D sort of not photoreal, but I don't even know what it is texture. It's kind of strange, honestly. I'm not sure I like it, but you know, all of this bit in here and the actual city bit here that's great. That's awesome. But yeah. I do love this paint job. I do. I love all the American Airlines paint jobs, really, but this is one of my favorites. This is the one with the orange flashes on it. That's actually glorious. That image right there. There you go. Beautiful. Awesome. I think I might just. I think I'll leave you with that one, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, Marine's leaving as well. Cheers, man. Also, am I think, on that bombshell. That's enough for me for this evening. So I was supposed to be just doing it for this afternoon, but it kind of dragged on a bit. Yeah. The PMDG DC-6, everybody. It ain't perfect, but I still can't help but like it. Like I said, my Achilles heel is these old prop liners. I can't get enough of them. So, you know, I can't help but enjoy flying it anyway, in spite of the issues it does have. Whether or not I can recommend it to you guys, I don't know. I would say wait for the next update or two, then consider buying it. But now it's sort of, it's entirely up to you whether you feel the $70 is worth it or not. I am enjoying it. I am getting my money's worth out of it though. So yeah. And yeah, so this has been this Freeware Toronto scenery. I am afraid I completely don't remember who on earth made it. We also saw Mr. X's Boston earlier, which is lovely. It doesn't do much for my frame rate, but it's still lovely. And before that, it was Drzwicki's New York, which is just jaw-droppingly good, so yeah. Alright. So that has been a wonderful tour of the east coast of North America. We've gone from New York to Boston to Toronto, which are three particularly fucking cool cities, if you ask me. There you go. In a really cool, old-fashioned prop liner. I mean, that's what it's all about, you know? And if the rumours are true, A2A are very, very soon going to be releasing a new captain of the ship plane, which is invariably going to be some sort of prop airliner, and I'm super, super excited about that because their Stratocruiser was incredibly good. But yeah, and in fact, I may even fly that next time, actually, come to think of it, because that thing deserves more praise, in spite of how old it is. It's still awesome. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop babbling and dragging this on, everybody. Thank you all for joining me. It was a lot of fun. Sorry about the random break I had to take in the middle there. That couldn't really be avoided, so apologies if you left then and then only just got back now or something. But it is what it is. So yeah. Alright. Yeah. Just looking for the fucking... There it is. The music! No, I have to go. It's like 20 past 11 here tonight, and I need to go. I am sorry. Let me find if there's anyone I can push you onto. Probably is. Is indeed. Alright, go say hello to M3 for me. He's a real world pilot. He actually knows what the fuck he's talking about. I don't. So go say hello to him. Toodles!